Good day, everyone. How are you doing today? Well, I'm doing good. And it's so good to be here again. Yeah. On the gospel truth, shaking tables using the scriptures. My name is Toluwalope Toluwase, and I am glad to be here. And as always, I have my wonderful co-host here, Christabel.
Hi.
Hi, Christabel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Good to have you on the show again.
Yes,
all right, so I'm sure that you enjoyed watching the last episode that we released, and I'm sure that somebody or a lot of people, would have been blessed, yeah? And it would have, well, let me not say too much on that. Let's just go straight into what we have today. Okay, so today is a very special one because for how many episodes now? We've done 7 episodes, and we have that first episode that we have a man as our guest.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is so, yes, it's enough to clap. Really. So it's so good so that people will not start feeling like, is it only a girl
program?
Stuff? It's not a girl stuff program, but it is a platform that cuts across every human being, every kind of human being. And so the reason why we appreciate our guests, for being here. So I would like to introduce our guest. He's a pastor, he's a mediapreneur, he's the CEO of Ayaworan Photos, he's the visionary of Admonishing Rescue Mission, he's a great minister in songs.
Yeah.
What else? He's a very good and close family person to us, and we are so glad to have him here. Please join me to invite Pastor Olaoluwa Adeyinka.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir.
I'm also very happy to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Though actually my leg is shaking. They are shaking. They are beating each other that you are in the soup of these babes today. I'm like,
don't worry, sir. It's going to be a wonderful time. Yeah.
I came here. I didn't come alone.
Okay.
I told God the Father,
God the Son, God
and the Holy Spirit. And I told the Holy Spirit, come with all the angels.
Enough backup.
To come and join our own.
Because the mouth that I'm going there to meet, they are more than me. So I want to believe that God has few things to share with people today. So
through you.
What? Yeah. So I'm here. I'm just glad to be here. That's the truth. I've watched all the episode, wonderful discussions, classic contribution from those guests, and that's what our generation needs. A lot of crack in the wall of the gospel. A lot of things that are happening today that are causing decadence and collapse of the whole gospel, and we're not even giving it attention at all. No, but not even the generals are giving. A lot of people are not giving it attention. So
conforming.
At this level, you see, one of the things that are not popular in this generation is the truth. They are not popular.
Nobody
Anywhere
wants
you
to
want
hear
to speak the truth, people seems to withdraw.
Yes.
It's always opposed.
Because it's always hot. It's not always sweet.
Yeah.
When I want to deceive you, and I say, sis, do you know that you are this, you are that? Sis also want to listen. But I tell you, do you know Jesus Christ loves you? What are you talking?
And he doesn't want you to live
your
your life like this.
I'm a born again sister.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to tell me.
I know. And sister will just walk away. So thank you for what you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
And it's my prayer that you won't do it in vain in Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so I'm sure that intro, it has given you an idea of what the next 30, 40 minutes is going to be like, right, Christabel?
Yeah.
Okay, so now to the topic we have for discussion today. The rate at which divorce is being encouraged now. Yeah, I know there are some exceptional cases. There are some situations whereby it is important to run. You just have to run. But then I'm of the opinion that before it gets to that point where you need to run, okay, why does it have to be that the point where you need to run is after marriage has been put in place? Do you understand? When there is an opportunity to run, even before you tie the knot. And that's because people say it and it is the truth. That's what happens. In a relationship, before it gets to the point where you are getting married, there are always those signs, whether positive signs or negative signs. Do you understand? So you are the one that decides to ignore it or, take cognizance of them and either run or correct it or try to see if it's going to work. But now, people are not even bothered. Well, if the relationship is just giving me what I want at that particular time, it will definitely work. And so after you get married, after a year,
nothing changes.
Nothing changes, especially when a baby now gets involved. That's when you start remembering that, I've been managing myself all this while. It has been tough. It has not been easy. Why? Because before you got married, the foundation laid was wasn't solid enough. It was wrong. So today, we want to try to look at those red flags, try to identify those red flags that a lot of people even know them, but also make them understand the reason why you need to, remove your shoes and take up the rail,
run.
just run if necessary. And which is the focus of our discussion today, sir. And we want to start by, trying to get out a few of these red flags that people in a relationship should look out for before they say they want to get married or before they decide that this is the man or this is the woman for me or the person God has ordained for me to spend the rest of my life with. Yes, so can you help us, just share like a few? We can't exhaust that list because there are lots.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Number one, the truth of the matter is that this is a seminar topic.
Okay.
That requires bringing in specialists from every angle to talk about each of them. Because the issue of marriage is a sensitive thing. When you get it wrong, it affects generations.
Yes.
You are not the only one involved. The two of you are not the only one involved. When the two of you get it wrong at this point, a lot of people are going to be affected. Is that how your marriage brings a blessing upon your generation or curses upon your generation? And when you talk about the red flags in a relationship, it depends on individuals involved. In psychology, they will tell you there's something they call individual differences. If you slap a lady and the lady still says, sorry, I'm very sorry, and she doesn't see anything wrong in that relationship, do you know why? Because his father used to slap the mom
will still go
and
and
mom
beg.
will kneel down and say, honey, I'm sorry. I know I was wrong. Do you know why? Because the environment that the lady is coming from is normal for a man to slap a lady. So when you are now saying these are red flag, the lady doesn't see it as red flag because of the individuals involved. That's what they call individual differences, and those differences are built up by our background, by our belief system. In some culture, when you wake up, you kneel down for the lady. So can you imagine me now? I'm courting a lady, and I told the girl, if you see me anywhere, even when I'm with my friend and you don't kneel down, you'll be in trouble. Because in our culture, in our house, they kneel down for men. So when you now refuse, when I'm coming to your house or I'm coming to your place of work and you're seeing me did not attract kneeling down as a sign of honor, and at the end of the day you get some slap or embarrassment or whatever from me. So what we call red flag differs from norms, from cultural background, from environments that we grew up from and all of that. But what I want to say is this, that everybody should know. Red flags do exist. red flags do exist. And they are dangerous things that we should watch out for when you want to get married. For example, let me give you this example. There's a particular guy and a lady. They were preparing for marriage. Before they got to that point of preparation for marriage, there has always been argument upon argument. Over every issue, the lady will say no. If the guy say, please do this, the lady will say no. So it got to a point. The guy said, I know what I will do. Sheba will be the one to marry you. When we get married, you will see the right person that I am. So you have been disgracing me now. Then it will be my own turn to show you that I'm the right man. Sure, you get it now. So the man saw a red flag that this lady is going to be a disobedient person. The guy still went ahead with the relationship, even to the point of marriage. But the guy was ready to show the lady pepper.
But that one does not. We can't say that guy now loves that lady really.
It's not like it doesn't that the guy doesn't love him. But the guy is just like, you have been doing your own. It is a payback time.
Yeah. Wait for you in front.
Yeah, I will wait for you, and I will show you. And that was the exact thing that happened. That was the exact thing that happened. But thank God that the guy he has the Spirit of God. He only want to show the girl that what you are doing
is wrong.
Bad. Thank God I put that clause. Thank God that the guy is a God-fearing person. Another thing is this. If you are going into any relationship with anybody and that person is not God-fearing person, forget about it.
Born again, exhibiting the fruit of the Spirit.
Let me tell you 2 ways to be God-fearing.
He does not allow God lead him.
Yes.
And I'll tell you 2 ways by that word, God-fearing. There are people that are God-fearing unconsciously. There are people that are God-fearing consciously. And the first ones are the moral people. Even from the background that they are coming from, they were told, this is wrong, don't do it. This is wrong, don't do it. So it flows from their conscious mind to unconscious mind. And it becomes their part of life.
Part of life.
They can't do bad thing. And there are some people that because they were taught the rudiment of the scripture, of how to do things, so they have to fear God because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So they absorbed that and they started living with that standard. So if you don't have those two people that you want to get yourself involved in a relationship with, that's a big red flag. Because anybody that is not God-fearing or who is not a cultured person, it is easier for that person to slap you in the public. In fact, it is easier for that person to start exchanging blow in the public. It is easier for that person to look at a lady and kick a lady. It is easier to see the lady and say, you dey craze, what did they do you now? Because the guy doesn't see anything bad in it. Now, and that will take me to another thing. Anyone that is not God-fearing, it is normal there will be domestic violence. It will lead to that. Because at every little error, that will trigger anger, an action. Like anger. The man gets infuriated easily because he's not an innocent person. No send anybody. Either your papa there for that meeting. Is that if your father is there or your mother is there, he can still beat you in the presence of your father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody that does not fear God will not be afraid of man.
True.
He doesn't care that who are you.
No regard.
If you can dare God, who are you?
True.
Sure you get. If you can say to hell with the God that you are serving, who is it not to tell you that to hell with your father and your mother?
True.
Because it's not God fearing. So you see, one thing graduates to another. From not being cultured, not fearing God, to the issue of violence, attack, and all of that. And one thing that you should know is even ladies, I will tell you a story. Do you know I grew up from Oniyan Ibadan? Something happened I can never forget in my life. So, that man and that woman, they were fighting. Very early in the morning, we were going to fetch water. very around 6 a.m. So when we were coming from where we went to fetch water, I just saw cups, glass cup. You know the glass cup in those days? Very thick glass cup. I just saw glass cup being flinged from that house. You know, those days it was face me and face you. So when this cup hit the wall, we all paused. Nobody could move because we passed through their house. So when we got to the place, it was this woman that was beating the man.
Oh my goodness.
You know, crazy get level.
Yeah. I've actually heard of it, that there are some women that actually physically, violate their husbands.
This one is not, they did not tell me. I think, what is this? Oh, you're 1980 something. This woman, when they brought the man out, the man was wet with blood. This woman is a mad woman, as in, you can tell me when you marry Saleko girl and you are from Ilupeju.
Fighter.
Sure, you get me now.
Yeah.
Where their normal way of life is give and blow. You know, they crazy. What did they do you?
Cause
You not marry a boy from Winners Chapel. Sorry to say that. Who is calm? Who is praise the Lord? The Lord is good. But because you saw a lady, the lady came to church. The lady is charming. You know, when those ladies dress sometimes and they come to church, you are like, wow, this is an angel. But you don't know that this is Aleko. It's not angel. This is not from heaven.
Fighter.
And do you know the funniest part of it? At every ghetto, we have joints where they teach them boxing. In Union, then we have where they teach us boxing. In fact, in my secondary school, every Friday, there's a particular guy, we call him Tapando. We don't even know his name. He just brings us around together and has us to be kicking. So he started teaching us Tapando every Friday. Wow. Because the truth of the matter is that in those ghetto, in those areas where we grew up from, you must, it is now that you have gone. It is boxing. Who can beat who? So we have to learn.
To learn it.
So people from ghetto has places where they learn how to beat, and you are from Ilupeju, where you just learn, where you can gym and walk and do your work, daily work, and person that they train for. Do you get the So when you are talking about the domestic violence, it's not from that guy alone. It can come from the lady. It could be from any angle. So don't say because I have Holy Spirit. By the time I pray, God usually answers your prayer. God answers your prayer. But one thing that God will not touch is a man's will. God won't touch your will, your free will. I say I want grace. I want the grace. I want the fight. Do you get me now? Even if you want to change this lady, and the lady is not ready to be changed,
she cannot be changed.
You are just struggling. You will be struggling. You can't change anybody. Don't say, because I have Holy Spirit, those red flags, I will deal with them.
Don't be
by the time he comes to my house and I will calabos.
Assistant Holy Spirit.
No, assistant go.
That's Holy
Senior Minister Holy Spirit Church.
that brings more problems.
It's because it is not in your capacity to change a man.
Anybody.
In fact, the Bible said the heart of a man is in the hand of God. It's not in your hand. And God is only God that directed it to wherever He wanted. You get? Actually, if you pray to God, God may. But what about if this guy or this lady has broken your head before God answers?
God has answers.
So another thing that is very important is that when you are taking those steps and you are seeing those red flags, sometimes the devil can use it to scare you away from marrying your designed person. What do they call it? God's purpose for your life. And sometimes when you see them and you ask God sincerely, because God will answer you according to the idols in your heart. If you go and you see, that sister, he has good eyes, he has good lips, he has good shape. Those are the things that I'm looking for. God, it's only this boxing of a thing. It's only this abuse of a thing. It's only that he's not wise, she's not wise. It's only that she used to slap me once in a while. God, just change it. But I like the sister. And you are praying that God will say, have you come to make an inquiry?
If she's right, if she's right
or wrong, or if he is right or wrong, or you have come to tell me this lady
tell me what you want.
God, Just help me. I
help
like
me
the
change
lady.
her.
I like the lady. Because
Yeah,
God will only answer you according to the idols in your heart. So when you want to handle issues like that, so that you won't miss your will, God's will for your life, then it is easy. It is better for you to pray. When I wanted to get married, I there was a relationship that I would share, and the lady told me one day, that what you don't want to eat, you don't even perceive, you don't even smell it. Just ignore and abandon. I got infuriated. I'm the rotten thing that they don't eat. I was angry. And another thing that she did, one day, I wrote a letter. It was the day of letters. I wrote a letter. And she laughed at me and laughed at me and laughed at me and circled all my hair up. And sent them back to me. I was extremely... And I discovered that this lady, she's good at looking for people's error.
They don't find fault in themselves. They're just trying to pick on people's errors.
Spiritual. But that's looking for my error. You have ladies, you have guys like that they don't see anything good that you do. Everything they are looking for every day. They are big flags, red flags. In fact, it's not just red flag. It's a giant red flag.
One.
Because this you are doing in your house, you will cook food. You will see wrong thing in your cooking food. You will.
There's a way my mom used to cook it.
You will walk in the house. Say, why are you walking? You are not even walking. You are just walking like a village girl. Here you get. So all of those things are very, 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 very important. So anybody that is always looking for fault in you, my sister, think twice. I'm not gonna say run. Because if I say run, sometimes we run away from God's will for you.
Okay.
Bro, think twice. Pray
and
very
see
well.
How you can address it and
and
get
be sure.
it resolved.
And sometimes we deceive ourselves. And say it is God that told me. Let me give us another example. A very close sister to me. We're very close. So one day, there was a particular pastor that she wanted to marry. And she said, this is my past. This is God's will for me. God told me it's the will of... I said, are you sure? She said, yes, I made an inquiry. And the church where the man is from, they told me that he slept with some ladies. And that was why they ejected her
from the church.
Injected in from that church. And I was like, I pray that I pray God gave me this word, God gave me that word, God. So we made another inquiry. They said this brother don't marry before. And when this relationship was going, this brother beat sister like.
Even before marriage.
So it was difficult for sisters to now come out and say,
it's not what God told you.
It's not.
No.
It is not God's will. You've said it's God's will. Why are you not telling me that it's not God's will?
True.
So why is he beating you? So if you have said it is God's will and now he's beating you, you better endure.
So you need to be sure that God is speaking to you.
God's will doesn't guarantee 100% that it will work out.
Depending on how you both handle
the
relationship.
It's not a guarantee.
Because sometimes some relationships,
you have to play your own role.
Yes.
You have to play. God will not
You might even
come from
be the
heaven
problem in the relationship. It might be you.
It might be you.
Yes, very, very. In fact, you see, a lot of things that we ignore sometimes that we think that this one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. I can handle this. I can handle this. Do you know that even God cannot handle it? I almost aleko. In the night, if they burn you, carry your car, go there and be pressing phone.
You yourself, you have to, like they used to say,
even God ignored them and left them there.
Yes,
very important.
Yeah.
There are things that God will never prognose into. Do you know why? Because he expects you to play your own major role. And do you know one thing that I want you to know, and that will lead us to another one? An irresponsible person, God will not assist. Because the issue of marriage is between two responsible people. Sure you get. Now, it is a time for your level of responsibility to be checked. Sometimes. So if God is sending somebody into your life, of course, there are some red flags that are something that you can manage with.
Nobody can be worked on.
Because nobody is
There are
perfect.
some things
So
that you can
God
work
wants
on.
you to do something about it. Share get. And at that time when God wants you to do something about it, I say, this one, they don't talk, say, for gospel truth, say, there is a red flag. I know marry again. Another one, you see another lady. This is another red flag. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are red flags that you need to settle down and walk and discuss.
on.
Now, let me tell you something about myself and my wife. When we got married, we met one pastor that I happened to be one of my first pastors when I entered Elisha in 1997. And I've met him we've been apart for a very long time. So after our marriage, he saw my wife and saw me too. He said, sister, God bless you. You too, you are gentle. Brother also is gentle. Who will now help the two of you? And she looked at my face and said, they said you are gentle. Do you know why? When I got married and I saw that myself and my wife, there is something that is wrong about us, I decided to drop my level. What I call gentility is not even gentility, but it's stupidity. And I started working on myself first before I started working on her. So when I was done working on myself and I descended upon her. She talks, say, when you want to come like, I went through hell at the altar before I could be this what I am now. It is time for you.
It's time for you to go through that.
I dropped many things. It was not easy to drop some things.
Yeah, especially things that you've been used to from.
To say yourself that let me work on myself.
Madam,
it's not easy.
It's time to work on you. Here you get. It was not easy for her from the beginning. And another thing you should know is this: anybody that corrects you, that doesn't correct you in love, the two of you will not last. I've seen I know relationship of pastors, not even members alone now. Pastors who want to correct their wife. Sure, well, okay, you do not sense what kind of a rubbish are you doing? What's the meaning of all this? Do you know that if you put yourself as a man or as a lady, always put yourself in the position of the person. And then assuming the person that is talking to you is your teacher, who is teaching you mathematics. Why is it that some of us, when they change some of our teachers, we seem not to comprehend what we have been taught? Because the method of teaching of the man, of the woman, is not appealing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to correcting or doing anything, the method of teaching of correcting this person must be systematically
addressed.
Constructive criticism.
It must be systematically designed. Yeah, that's the right word I'm looking for.
You don't have to put the person down.
Yeah, because this lady, in the process, while she's panicking, she will commit more error.
Sure.
So I have to calm down. I said, if how are you, Alpha? Now me no get them wrong. The way I've been correcting you is wrong. Do you know what I was trying to say is that if you do these things this way, it will help you. So if your spouse doesn't have that patience to calm down
correct you.
So that's communication issues.
Yeah.
Communicating.
It's part of communication issues.
Issues. How are you communicating with the situation? What you want to expect from your partner? You know, how are you communicating it? Are you communicating it in a way that will further, make him or her withdraw,
bring the person down,
or bring that self-esteem down. Or you are
that one is very important too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's another man. I've been involved in different marriages. So there's another man that I will tell you something about him. I will never mention names. It's coming to my mind as if I should. I won't mention name. But do you know that anytime you want to correct the wife, you always want the wife to lose her self-esteem. As in, after correcting her, she should be like this. Sorry.
Not for her.
Anytime he's correcting the woman, and the woman did not do like this, he will keep on shouting
it until she comes to that level.
As in, ranting as if...
That's abuse. Verbal abuse.
And do you know that verbal abuse sometimes kills your self-esteem?
Yeah. That's what you keep remembering.
Yes.
So I'm just stupid. I don't know how to do anything. A lot of people have committed suicide in the process. because they look at themselves as good for nothing. As good for nothing. They look at themselves as... So a lot of things that we should... You see, this issue of red flag before marriage has to be practically addressed. In fact, if you don't know how to address it, you should look for a counselor. I saw this in my spouse, in my boyfriend. I saw this in my girlfriend. Please, should I still go ahead? How do you think I should handle it?
And that starts from having the right association around you.
Yes.
Because if you don't have the right association around you, you might not even think about going to a counselor. And even if you think about it, you have some forces around you that are not making you see it as important.
You see, the more you bring in issues, the more I have something to say. Now, let me tell you something about that right association. If I want to marry this sister, and she's a good person, she's a church person, she's a choir member, she sings like angels, and our friends, they had 4 hearings here. Another 4 hearings here. So when we had disagreement, she discussed with her friend. Okay, men. You know they take nonsense from men. No? By the time say they take nonsense from them, now so they go to rubbish you. Now so they go to do this. When you are taking nonsense from them, they will just be doing anyhow. They will be feeling like king. If he say anything, if it were to be me, Jesus.
So
Influence.
it is that influence that should be bringing back as a response at some point.
Show me your friend,
and I'll tell you your
friends have influence.
And do you know something? Environment is so powerful that even if you are a pastor, environment can influence you.
You want to conform.
Conform.
Yes. Everybody need. Because let me tell you something, and it would have happened to you before. You just discover that when you are in a place and they are the kind of song they are singing as a church song and it's a classic one, you love it. So once you love it, you want to be it. So if you find yourself in a place too that is an ungodly environment and you are not born again, or you are a weak person, and that thing, you know, there was a pastor that told me one day, he was at a roundabout, a senior pastor, he was waiting for a vehicle, and they were singing Barry Wonder. Yeah. While they were singing the Barry Wonder and started dancing, he said, it took me 2 minutes to later remember that. To recalibrate and say, I'm pastor, so. He's late now. He was one of my pastors. He's late now. He said, so the environment is so terrible that when you stay so long in some environment, you want to become a... That's why Yoruba said, Tewe bak bela roshe, oman dioshe. If you wake up in the morning, the first thing you listen to is Bishop Oyedepo, Bishop Waleoke, Bishop T.D. Jakes. And after that, you want to pray, you open to maybe Jerry Eze and all of that. So when somebody is talking about something that is secular, it's like, so does that really happen? Is it existing? Because you are not in that world.
Yeah.
The word where you are coming from is the word of God and the demonstration of the power of God. So you become that immediate environment. They are like, is Saul also among the prophets? Because of the association of where he found himself. Do you get it now?
Yes.
He is not a prophet, but he found himself in the midst of the prophets. Where they were prophesying, the Spirit of God came upon him too. He started prophesying. So the spirit of the devil also will come upon that person if you stay so long in the wrong environment. And I don't know why I'm saying it's
important to the association not being equally yoked with unbelievers. Very important. Which are things that comes from the place of our value systems and all of that. Mm-hmm. So when you are not, you have your right value system, whatever is attracting you are people with like minds.
Yes.
So, but the moment you start seeing mixing up with the wrong set of people as an option, then it starts to, dilute your value system and all.
Yeah.
Okay, so from everything we've said now, we've been able to establish violence as a red flag. These are things that you see it. There's no way you see it. Abuse either emotionally,
physical.
verbally, physically, you know. And we're also able to establish, I don't know what else were we able to, association, the right association, right friends, the right environment, our value system, you know. So those are the things that are likely to cause issues when you eventually get married. And the reason why when you get married, you just discover that it looks like you cannot go back again. You understand? Because it's like, you know, it's different in a relationship. You can always decide that, oh, I don't think this is working for me. Let me just end it. But when it comes to the level of marriage, you be like, what? The first thing that comes to, what will people say? I'm a Christian sister in church. I'm a Christian brother in church. I'm this, I'm that. I don't want to leave. I don't want to do that. And now it's people don't even care anymore now, even in the church and all that.
And do you know the funniest part of it? If it's not working, immediately you are married, possibility of you getting pregnant is very, very high.
Yes.
So
maybe that now people don't even rush to get pregnant these days now. People
they want to wait.
Yeah, people wait
and
now.
See.
So I don't
know
first. No, people wait for 2 years, 3 years. Some people decide to wait.
Many reasons.
I know,
for that.
but the possibility of you getting pregnant,
yes,
because
is high.
at that time you are not protecting
Start
anything.
Thinking,
you are just open and
you are just open. So, by the time you have
start thinking of the children. I can't leave because of the children.
You are in prison already. You are in prison already because you don't want to opt out. You look at the shame of it. I'll be the only one carrying this child all around. They will ask me, even if I'm living in Korodu, you say, where's the father of this child? And you can't say. The shame of it. In fact, the devil will keep bringing that. In fact, this the negative part of it that devil will bring
and stigma associated with it.
So that you said something about you flashed something about infidelity. And I want to say something about it. One of the most dangerous parts of red flags that we should observe before marriage is that. This lady was hook up lady who has 20 customers. And every night, she goes out for hookup. Or every weekend, or every 2 days, she goes out for hookup. And you have a brother who doesn't even really know how to do anything. How to know your wife. You know, the Bible always puts it that way. So that we are not wrong, we are online. So when you have such sister, how do you handle her? She wants to see you every night, knowing her, or every 2 days, knowing her. And this is you. You are just used to it, and you did one. You knew her for the first time, and you are having a headache, you are having back pain, and you are scared of it. You are like, I can't do more than one per week. Where do we start from? So those things are to be discussed. Once you know that this girl is a hookup girl, she's now born again. Even if she's now born again, and you were told of her past, discuss.
You have to talk about it.
Discuss.
Talk about it.
She was hook up girl. Now she's a born again sister, and she's married to a Christian brother. How will you manage this sister? Discuss it.
Yes.
Discuss.
You have to discuss it.
It's a big one. And you just met as a sister, you met the company of your fiancé one day, and they said, now what, Baba? And you are like, what is now? And you are laughing. You don't know the meaning of that? Somebody that is a regular sex machine. That's what they call now. And I said, how can you met her? How far now? And or somebody is telling you, somebody is good and your boyfriend is good on bed. And you are not thinking, if for somebody to tell me that this guy is good on bed, it means he has the past that everybody is aware of. Everybody is aware of that this guy, number one. And you want to marry number one. And your sister who doesn't know, you are even a virgin, you don't know any guy. You are in trouble.
find a way to walk. They find a way to walk around it because, of course, they can't even really know until they are married.
They don't know.
But based on some little information
Conversations and everything.
You saw them discussing that this guy is
Ask questions.
You say it's just an accolade. That's how they used to. That's how they used to call him now.
Ask questions.
Yes, ask questions.
You ask questions.
Don't.
And don't be timid. Discuss it.
Yes.
Bros, come. Then call you now. What's the meaning of that?
Yes.
My own understanding by that name is this.
Yeah.
Is that what they mean?
Yeah, they used to say if a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. So all these red flags, all these things, discuss them
it.
now.
If you discover, because we are kind of over time sort of now, so we kind of have to round up. So if you see that these things, or when you mention them, discussed about them, and it seems that there are no changes, it's best for you to just get out of that relationship and find something that is good for your sanity, for yourself, and for your future. The Bible even says it, that the prudent, it sees danger ahead and takes refuge. It takes precaution. But it's the simple man that just keeps going on and on. So don't be that simple man that keeps going on, and then you face the danger and you have to pay for the penalty in the future. So these red flags are important to note. You understand? They are very important to note. If they cannot be worked on, please don't patch the relationship into marriage. It's better you are out of that relationship than getting into marriage and then going through the trauma of divorce and all of that.
Do you know that Bible says something about he that is joined to an harlot is of the same spirit, because the two flesh shall become one. So this hookup guy has 20. I know of a guy that has, he said, he confessed to me, said, I have more than 100 friends that I've slept with.
Oh, serious.
100. And when he got born, when he got married, I said I will not do it again because I have a woman. One day, the spirit that he personally casted out by himself the other time, that said I'm not going to do it again, that spirit came
back, just like the Bible said. Now when somebody is delivered of a spirit, the spirit will go. You understand? But then it will go around. When it cannot find where it will slot itself, it will come back to that place with sweat.
Especially when that place is empty.
It's empty, it's clean. So, and empty, you mean
bro now said Brother said, I will not do much like before. You know, before I used to have chains of ladies, but now I'll be doing one. It's in a while. It was only God that saved his marriage. It was only God.
That once that you said you want to try, with my just
that's
be
like
what
you're
is going
opening the door.
Destroy
again.
And the negative effect of it is this: when the evil spirit upon those that you have slept with, by the time they find themselves into your life,
you
are transferring it to the innocent girl or the innocent guy. That's why you see some guy, they said, but this guy was a born again. He didn't know anybody before now. He doesn't even know how to do it when we started. But now he's a fire. You transfer a spirit. You are the one that knows, that transfer a spirit, that make the brother to become super warrior. Sure you get it now.
Sir.
And another thing is that when the negative effect of it can go down the line. Let me give you an example. There's a particular man who is not, don't let me mention, if I say it, a lot of people will pick. The wife and the woman, they do anyhow. Do you know that the son, at the age of 12, was caught attempted raping?
Attempting to rape
someone. This is not a story that somebody said and somebody said. No, it's a clear, close story. So when I started studying what could make that kind of a guy to start getting himself involved in such, I discovered that it was from the home. So what we are seeing and we call, they are hidden fact, but it has to be given 100% attention before we get married.
Another thing I even want to talk about, I want to mention is controlling behavior. This monitoring behavior. People that, there's something this thing does. It kind of isolates you. You have a partner whereby the things that you were free to do before.
Yes.
Of course, when you have a partner, there should be a way whereby the individuals cut some excesses that that aligns with the both of you in that relationship. But when it's coming to the place where you don't have freedom, you can't even pick your
friends anymore.
By the time you pick
your male friend, you can't talk to them.
You can't talk to them.
You're in trouble.
They start asking you, who is that? Put it on speaker. Let me hear.
Let me hear.
You know, who was that talking to you? What were they saying? Why did you pick the call?
Yes.
Why did you? You know, I have somebody there that you call every minute. You call me now. 5 minutes ago, you say, "Hello, how are you, babe? I'm fine. What are you doing now? I'm doing this. Okay, I'm also doing this. Okay, bye. Take care. See you later." Less than 5 minutes time, he's calling again. What? How far? Where are you? Of course, I'm probably still where I was the last 5 minutes.
And of course, there are some people like that, so that they are just like calling.
Yeah, some people. No, there are some. There's always that undertone.
But that obsessiveness.
There's always that undertone.
Yeah, sometimes undertone.
You're working in the kitchen. Okay, you're cooking in the kitchen. Of course, you spend some time in the kitchen. You know, you were cutting. He's asking you, okay, what are you doing exactly now in the kitchen? Now. Okay, I'm cutting onions. Okay, when have you done this? They are just over you. You don't
possessive,
just possessive.
Controlling.
So what? This one is just over cause. So when you now get married, what will now happen?
Do you know the first part of it?
Isolation. Some will not even isolate you from your family members.
Yes. All those little things, red flags, graduate to others.
It graduates.
It has
worse.
Killed many vision.
Yes.
It has killed many people.
Yes.
Destroyed many life and destiny.
Yes.
A lot of people, they were doing the business before because their husband is not safe with the business. They can't do it.
Yeah.
If you are not interested in my business, and that's where I'm making money, and you say I should drop the business, you're not ready to get married.
Yes, there's a problem.
Yeah, there's a problem.
So if you people cannot iron it out before you get married,
you are ashamed of my business.
Trust me, when you get married, that business will not even go far. Yeah. You have to, because somebody will have to, for peace to reign and all of this, for the marriage not to end, you just decide to, shut down the business or shut down. Some will go as far as telling you they don't like where you are working because they don't like your boss, because they don't like the way you talk to your boss.
Yes, or because they don't like the way your boss is looking at you.
Yes. The boss may not even be looking at you anyhow. Some will say that, why is your boss calling you? It's not office hour. Why should he be calling you at this time? Let him wait till tomorrow. And because of that, they feel
let me give you another example that happens to me. I used to supply some companies. So there was a default or defect in our paper documentation one day. So I have to call the person in charge of procurement to help us do some things. I called the person around 8 o'clock. The husband called me middle of the night. Why should you? I said, Madam, sorry. Why are you calling me now? He said, it's not Madam. It is me. I said, who? He said, what happened? Said, I saw that you called my wife around 8 p.m. Why should you call my wife? I said, something went wrong. And I said, before I forgot, so that she can quickly help us correct it before morning. No. Office work should remain in the office. You don't call my wife. You don't. I said, well, I don't enter. So by the time the man now later got to know that the person you called is a pastor, he now called me. I'm sorry. It's because of this. It's because of that. You can continue with your business. I said, God, wala deal.
Problem. So a lot of people, it's trust, trust issues that, come about all these things. But the truth is, any relationship you find yourself in, make sure that your sanity is of utmost importance. If these red flags that, like he said earlier on, that some red flags, a lot of things are red flags, but people can manage it. It varies from, per individual. Per individual, it varies from individual to individual. So for a kind of communication issue for me, might not be a communication issue for you. There might be a woman that loves the husband to be calling her like 24/7, just checking on her, how is work, what is happening, how is your boss. Whereas there's somebody else that feels that, it's not necessary. You don't have to be calling me. You find something to do. So they are red flags, but they vary from individual to individual. Find the best that works well with you. And most importantly, the Bible says that husbands, love your wife as Christ loves the church. You understand? It's love is for everybody. Yes, the Bible was talking about husbands there, but love is for everybody. If you genuinely love your partner the way Christ loved us, despite our shortcomings and giving his life for us, you will be able to manage the shortcomings of your partner rather than using it against them and using it to cause trouble for them and making them feel lesser than who God has created them.
And you also be able to make certain adjustments also for them, because you might be the problem.
The Bible says one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. You know, the coming together of the two of you should bring out a better result, not bring in, not cause some negative vibes. So please identify this red. If you're in a relationship, please, it is important you point out these things and see if there are things that are coming up over and over and is making you uncomfortable. And it cannot be resolved. The relationship is not good enough to graduate into a marriage. It is not good enough. So
you know what you can live with.
Yes, ensure you know what you can live with.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I passed the Cambridge exam in between.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
thank you for all the experience.
Stories. I just enjoy myself here today.
Obviously.
We enjoy having you here.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much, our viewers, for watching.
Thank you.
We appreciate you all always. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Oh, they keep the conversation going. They keep it going on the social media platforms. So please ensure you keep sharing your thoughts in the comment section and share on your statuses, share on your stories, share it everywhere. Let people see it that we are discussing the gospel truth.
Let's even hear your own view about the whole thing.
And also don't forget to follow us. Follow us on all social media platforms. Follow us on YouTube. Click the notification bell, so when we post videos you can get notified. Follow us on Instagram. You can also
you can follow us on
Audiomack too, and where we post the audio of this session, so you can listen to them when you are having your normal day routine. You would love it and you'll be blessed. Trust me.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So it's the gospel truth. You join us to say shaking tables using the scriptures. All right, so it's the gospel truth.
Shaking tables using the scriptures.
All right.
See you next time. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.